Hello people, it is CR here. In today's video, I will be reading chapter 2 of Cassidy's Revenge. So, if you liked the last video, please let me know in the comments if I made any more grammar or mistakes in that I can fix. So that in the later chapters that I won't have those mistakes ever again. But today our focus is on chapter 2, which you could probably see. So, let's go. And let's get reading. Chapter 2. While Cassidy was listening, someone had accidentally bumped into her. Everyone in the hallway froze, as they knew that Cassidy was known for having a short temper and a mean attitude with an imitating expression. Cassidy had looked down to see who it was and saw that it was one of the Afton sons. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you," he said while looking up at her. Cassidy took a deep breath and lent out a hand to help him up. Everyone's eyes widened as they saw Cassidy help the boy up. They never knew that she was capable of helping people. "Next time, watch where you're going, because I won't be nice the next time this happens," she said coldly. The boy nodded and began to walk away until she called out again. "Hey, what's your name?" she asked. The boy turned around and said, "Chris. My name's Chris," he said while facing her. Cassidy smirked and replied, "Nice to meet you, Chris. I'm Cassidy. Cassidy Brooks," she said while lending out her hand for a handshake. Chris walked towards her and shook her hand. "Nice to meet you too, Cassidy," he said while smiling at her. Everyone in the hallway was shocked to see this act of kindness from her. They all started to whisper and stare at the two. One of the boys in Cassidy's friend group, Fritz, stepped forward with a smug look on his face. "So, you're the infamous Christopher Afton, eh?" he said while looking Chris up and down. Chris nodded and said, "Yeah, that's me," he said while turning to look at him. Fritz smirked and said, "Well, nice to meet you, Chris. I'm Fritz, and those 4 idiots behind me are Gabriel, Charlotte, Susie, and Jeremy," he said while pointing at the kids behind him. Chris turned his head to look at the other 4 kids, and they all waved at him, except for Charlotte, who just stared at him, as if she was studying him. "So you're Chris, huh?" she said while stepping closer towards him. "Yep, that's me," he said while looking up at her nervously. Charlotte chuckled and held out her hand. "Don't worry, buddy. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm an old friend of your sister, remember?" she said while waiting for a reply. Chris took her hand and replied with, "Yeah, it's been so long since I last saw you," he said nervously. As they were all getting to know each other, the bell rang, signaling that it was time for them to get to class. Charlotte looked back at the group and said, "It's time for us to get to class. Chris, follow Cassidy so she could take you to the principal's office to get your schedule. Later, we'll all meet up again behind the schoolyard, okay?" she said while looking back at him. Chris was confused and asked, "Why do you want me to meet you guys behind the schoolyard?" he asked curiously. The group looked at each other and Cassidy replied with, "Because we need to see if you're really committed to joining our team," she said coldly while walking towards him. "Now, come on so we could get this over with," she said as she grabbed his hand and started to walk towards the principal's office. Chris wondered if he would be accepted into the group, or maybe something worse. End of chapter 2. Thank you everybody for being here with me today. And I am sorry for the slip-ups or stuttering. I am trying to work on that. But if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and let me know if you want to hear more. Chapter 4 will either be, well, not chapter 4. Chapter 3, will either be out next week or the day before the next week, or maybe days prior after this. But as always, thank you for being here, and goodbye.